What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going? Okay. Listen, I just got through eating a salad. Yes, yes. Let me tell you something. If you from Chicago and you go to Jules and you get that deli Caesar chicken salad, yeah, you know what it is. Okay. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I was trying to make sure I ain't had nothing in my teeth. Okay. But we are back. We are back for this week's worth of Beyond the Gates. So we're here with episode 99 to 103. Okay. We have crossed the 100 threshold. And I will say, this week wasn't really that interesting, to be quite honest. Oh, that's the reflection from my girl. I'm in here tweaking. It was okay. It was okay. Compared to like last week and the week before that, it really wasn't that much drama, but it was decent. It was a decent week. Honestly, I just feel like to the people, I don't know if y'all watch my videos or any of us other reviewers or, the people who talk about it. Because obviously y'all just said, who cares, okay? But I'm going to be real with you. I'm going to be real with you, to the producers and the writers and the people of Beyond the Gates, and no shade to a couple of these actors and actresses. Baby, we don't give a good god darn, okay, about Ashley and Andre getting together. Just like we don't care about Ashley and Derek. At least with Ashley and Derek, it made sense. All right? That was a Freudian slip. All right, okay, it made sense, and it ain't even got nothing to do with her being white. It just don't make sense with her and Andre, because there is absolutely no chemistry. At least get somebody that can exude the chemistry that is needed, and she just doesn't give that. And I'm just like, this just so forcefully put together. This whole, I'm upset because, Shanice is up there playing around with Derek. And, Derek is basically using her to make me jealous. And I'm using Andre to make him jealous. And, Andre come through and, he want to take me to Paris, quote unquote. Let me see his pictures and stuff and do this whole little dinner. El Paris. Okay. Okay, that's cute or whatever. Got your little hat and all that stuff. And the hat was ugly on you. Okay. It just, Ashley probably 20 something years old. But Ashley look a good 40. Okay. No shade. No shade. Or at least a good 38 in Caucasian years. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even trying to be mean. I'm not even trying, because that's what it is. At least Danny, we know she's supposed to be older, but Ashley's supposed to be around the same age range or whatever with Andre, and it just not giving that. Plus, it's just no chemistry. She's a nice girl. She's a nice girl. Just not for this character. Just for not for this character. And I think I probably said this before, but maybe they just trying to, cause we seen this dynamic in real life before. A fine black man with a decent white woman. I don't be wanting to hurt people's feelings, because I don't want my feelings to be hurt. So I'm going to just move on from that. Girl, we don't care. That whole situation, that whole dinner and all that stuff, and the red balloon, and whoa. And then Derek want to come back, and then, she don't want him back. But you was excited. Girl, I don't want to talk to you. She was like, oh my God, Derek, we can talk again? Like, really talk more? I would have got the impression too, if I was there, that you want to get back together or whatever. You want to try to give us another chance. Why you so excited? No, she don't want to do none of that. She don't want to do none of that, because she got Andre up in her head, just telling her, you need to do what you really want to do, and go where you need to go, and go out there and explore. And basically he's saying all of that stuff because he want her. What? All right, we just gonna let it happen. Polar Derek, Derek, you deserve better. You deserve better. Okay, that's just really what it is. that girl was gonna cheat on you anyway. I'm just gonna tell you that. So you really dodged a bullet by ending it with her. Do not do no spin the blocks on her, because she's gonna still hurt your feelings, and she's gonna hurt you bad with the person that you already knew something was going on with, and she tried to make it seem like it ain't. Now you up here talking as if, now listen, don't downplay Danny, okay? Because Danny ain't tell you to catch feelings for her, all right? You did that on your own, and you knew that that lady had just got a divorce. Just got a divorce. And you knew that she was not over him, okay? And that's just what it is. And Danny, honestly, you can't even get up in your feelings that he up there playing around with Ashley too, okay? Or about to start playing around with her, playing in the snow with her, okay? You just really can't get up in your feelings because he wanted a relationship at one point. You didn't. It was too soon, and basically these are rebound type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? This is not something that you take seriously right out the gate. Okay, this is let me play and get my footing back a little bit, see what it is, and then I go see what's going on, you know? So yeah, Vernon had to have a conversation with Andre too. Vernon, leave that alone. Them grown people, leave that alone, okay? Danny gonna do what she gonna do, and Danny is gonna be okay. Now let me tell you something. I like Danny. And y'all probably already know what part, but we'll get there. Because when Danny said that shit that she said about Leslie, I said, you know what? Girl, you may have grown up in Fairmont Crest behind the goddamn gates, but you scrapping, you give that you been around. So y'all got a couple of hood niggas and hood cousins, okay? You got a Pookie in your family somewhere, okay? A Pookie and a Junebug. You got one of them, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what Danny gives. Danny really gives. She high class like it ain't nothing. But if need be, she'll get down and squabble with you, and she'll probably come over there to the projects or to the hood and just be, you know, bougied out. But that's the bougie cousin that we know that get down with the get down. You know what I'm saying? She gives very much that. I was like, all right, Miss Danny. Anyway, another storyline. This whole situation with June. Terrell and Samantha is June kids. And if they all but told us that in this week's episode and in this episode 100 with her. Now, let me tell you something. I did not like the way they did this, but I guess this kind of can be like a little bit of reality. But at the same time, you see what's going on with June, right? And you see how she is. She doesn't want help. She want to stay under the underpass. She's holding on to a picture of some kids that she claims she don't know, and honestly, I feel like she don't know because of whatever been going on in her life. She mentally blocked it out. Okay, she blocked it out. Plus, we have to put on the fact that she's also dealing with mental health. Okay, you could tell that she has mental health issues. You know what I'm saying? Her mental is not all the way there. And it irked me so bad when Naomi, you know, she said she went over there trying to talk to her sister. The sister closed the door in her face. But then the sister wound up popping up at Orphy Jeans, okay? And so, you know, while Naomi was over there talking to Jacob about it, you know, the sister popped up. And basically, you know, she was just trying to tell her, like, so, yeah, June, she the type of person that don't want to take no help. She wanted to do anything and everything on her own. Then she got into drugs really, really bad. And so they showed her the picture that she kept on holding around, and that was them two kids. I can't remember what their original name were, but it was some old country shit. I said, Terrell and Samantha would do. We were gonna call them Terrell and Samantha, and what I mean by country, I mean older sounding names. Okay, it was like, you know how we go on Twitter and we had that one time on social media where we be like, what's some old names that we don't hear anymore? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't see no young kid named Barbara these days, okay? You don't see that, right? Or Esther, you know? Unless it's another culture, but not no black kids. You know what I'm saying? That's some older names, you know? They had a couple of older names like that, right? And so I said, so Terrell and Samantha, we're going to keep that. And basically, what wound up happening is the sister had the original picture on her phone, the color picture. And so she gave the backstory. She got pregnant. She was in a relationship. I guess the man was probably abusive or something like that. Either way, the man left. Okay. She got into drugs really, really bad. She wasn't able to take care of those kids. Things was going on in that household to the point where the neighbors had to call CPS on them. The CPS people came and they wound up taking the kids and putting them into the foster care system. And it was very hard to try and find out where they were by the time the family actually found out that the kids were taken into the system. And so that's why they weren't able to get them, because they didn't know where they went, because they were not made aware of what was going on, because June didn't say anything. Nobody approached them. And that's why her sister is upset, because she's like, girl, we could have helped if you was going through some things. We really could have helped, and you had no business with these kids going through the stuff that you was going through in the first place. And the way that June popped up and she wound up going at her like that, and June kept on saying, first of all, I don't even know who you are. Well, you are my sister, but you trying to say that these are my kids. I don't have any kids and all this stuff. Now, one or two things could be happening. Either, like I said, she really blocked that out because of trauma, and it's a trauma response. You know, sometimes we block out stuff and something triggers and it just comes back later. Or she really don't know or remember that she had kids because mentally she's not there. And the whole time, the way that the sister was coming down on her and trying to think that this was an act or whatever, like, if I'm holding this paper, this photo, to the point where it's faded. The photo is faded, okay? I'm doing all of this stuff, and out of all of my possessions, that's the main thing that I need to keep. Obviously, it means something to her. Those kids mean something to her. Maybe she don't know who they are anymore. And so to act like and to just come down her throat, you can clearly see that mentally she's not there. And that's the part that bothered me so much looking at that storyline between June and her sister. I understand that it was hurt because, again, the kids got lost in the system. The kids could have stayed within the family because, you know, her sister was more than willing to take the kids, and probably her mother and other family members and all of that stuff, until June was able to get herself together, or until not. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm sitting here like, I get your hurt, but your hurt is clouding your actual visual judgment, because if you're in your listening comprehension skills, because you look like you're smart. If somebody is standing there telling me, girl, I ain't got no goddamn kids, what are you talking about? Okay? I didn't do this, I didn't do that. And, you know, especially with Naomi. Like, Naomi, you've been you've been seeing how she's been. Naomi and Jacob, well, you and Jacob have been seeing how June is. And you could tell mentally she's not, you know, all the way at full capacity. You know what I'm saying? And so I was waiting for Naomi to vouch for her and be like, well, hold on. You know, just calm down. She may not know because, you know, yeah, this is really her. You know, and talk to her and let her know, like, mentally, I don't think she's there like that. Okay. And when it comes to a lot of people that have been put on the streets, whether it's by choice, whether it's, you know, by force, whether it's because believe it or not, there are some people that do be on the streets by choice. I don't understand it, but that's what they do. Or whether it's by force, whether it's because they came upon hard times and things of that such, and they just couldn't get out of that rut. Sometimes their mental disintegrates, okay? It goes down, and they're just not the same person. And we see a lot of mental health issue that goes on with a lot of unhoused people. I see it each and every day because they come into my job, and it's a lot. It's a lot, especially put upon the fact of drug use and all of that stuff that plays with you. And I'm sitting here like, sister, look at your sister. She's not mentally there. That was bothering me. But I mean, I get her anger, but at the same time, yeah, like, have a little bit of compassion. I ain't saying forgive her and all that stuff, but have a little empathy or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And so you got that going on. This whole storyline between Vanessa and freaking Joey. Listen, now I said I liked it. Meaning, I like Joey and Vanessa together because they fit. You know, they got chemistry. You see what I'm saying? And you want to know who ain't got chemistry? Vanessa and Doug. And you want to know what they're showing? They're showing that they're not having chemistry together. Because we never really seen them together in a lovey-dovey moment that actually made sense. Besides that one time where they had that little sex scene, which actually was kind of good, okay? I was really shocked. I said, oh, wow, that was really nice. It was kind of hot. But other than that, they're intentionally showing that they ain't got no more chemistry together, okay? It's not working out with them. That is the purpose. And that's the difference between Andre and Ashley and Doug and Vanessa, okay? They're doing it on intention. I don't know what the fuck is happening with Ashley and Andre. It's just not given, you know? But listen, Vanessa gonna wind up getting her ass hurt, okay? You might as well just go ahead at this point and say, Doug, let's just get a divorce, okay? Let's just get a divorce. Let's just get a divorce because at this point in time, I don't want you at all. I want Joey. Joey, you might as well just make her your queen bee. Okay? Make her your second in command because, I mean, she up here pulling shots. She's calling shots. She's pulling them. She's, making it known that she making this building happen or, telling you how to double the money and all this stuff. And then y'all up in there flirting and about to kiss. And Doug bring his drunk ass up in there. Now, let me tell you something. Sometimes motherfuckers be real drunk and they don't know what's going on. But at the same time, they be real drunk and they know everything that's going on. And I'm one of those people. I ain't never been too drunk where I done blacked out and I done said some shit that I shouldn't have said. Or I done acted the way I shouldn't have acted. Baby, when I get drunk as a skunk, the only thing that happens is, I'm a little loose with the mouth. Okay? But I know what I'm saying. I can say things a little bit more freer instead of being held back. But baby, I ain't finna say something that I'm not gonna remember in the morning. I'm not gonna do nothing I'm not gonna remember in the morning. Okay? Now, Dougie, I feel like he's one of those in this situation. He popped up in that bitch at the right time when they was about to kiss and do it or whatever, and he called that shit out. He called it out. And let me tell you something, Joey, I don't know why you acting like this because Vanessa, like, just say you really don't respect this man at all. Because you let Joey talk to him in all type of ways. Granted, I get the situation that y'all in, and I get because, Doug can put y'all in that situation. But at the same time, damn. You getting in your feelings when Doug kind of calls it out without really calling it out, without saying the words that you fucking Joey, and I know it. You getting your feelings a little bit about that. But yeah, you let Joey just go ahead and talk all type of crap about him. I don't like that. Because he still be protecting your ass too. He still, and Doug, why you still holding on to her? You know that lady has been ran through the whole goddamn community. She's been up and down. That pussy land has been all up at the goddamn country club, okay? Where is Diego? Diego needs to pop up and start some trouble, okay? That's what Diego needs to do. I need a little bit of drama to happen between them. Shake that shit up a little bit more, all right? And you let Joey yoke your husband up like that. I don't give a good goddamn if you don't like that man right now or whatever, but shit, bitch. That's the father of your child. Like, what? No, we're not doing that. Meanwhile, and you want to know what? Vanessa got turned on by that shit. Because I would have. I'm sorry. I said all of that shit too. I would have been pissed as shit too. But in the same time, I would have been hot in the inside. Like, come get this. All right? Let me drop to my knees. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would have been just like that. See, Vanessa, I know your game. That's why I can't be 100% mad at you. You know what I'm saying? I really can't. Because, baby, I understand. But, play it off a little bit better. Okay? Play it off a little bit better. This whole thing with Terrell and the kids, girl, Terrell and Samantha, they all up in their feelings about not, I guess Samantha had told Kat what was going on, and Kat didn't know what was going on with Martin and all that stuff, whatever, so she eventually found out from them. And I get y'all upset and y'all in y'all feelings because Diddy had kicked Diddy out. I get it. But see, y'all young as shit. Well, y'all not young as shit to not understand. But see, the reason why they won't tell you everything, because y'all so goddamn young-minded. I done seen some 17-year-old, 18-year-olds and all that shit that really, they really mature for their age and they can get it. You know what I'm saying? And if my mama say, hey, Whatever goes on in this house stays in this house. We're not going to go blabbing it. They gives me they're going to go to blab. Okay, they're going to go tell their friends that, hey, my daddy killed somebody. Be like, what? That's what it gives, especially. Well, Terrell might not do that, but you know who would? Samantha eager ass. Okay, that little girl, that little grown girl, she just, happy birthday to you, because the girl just had a birthday. The woman just had a birthday, and so yeah, that's just really what it is. And Vernon having that conversation with Terrell, because Terrell is just like, y'all keeping stuff from me, okay? When we first came here, we were kids. When we came out of the foster care system, we were kids. And, it was people that had it worse. It was kids in there that had it worse than we did, and all of this other stuff. And we still was able to talk, and we still was able to, appreciate things and be responsible for stuff. And then I get up here, and it's like, y'all don't trust us to take anything in. I was like, no, because you're still a child, and you need to stay in a child's place. Why do you want to be burdened with all of the stuff that's going on? Granted, and this is one of those prime examples when we say, y'all want to stay together for the kids know that something is going on. That whole, let's stay together for the kids and all that stuff. The kids know prior to y'all finally deciding to get a divorce or to separate that something has been going on. They notice the patterns, okay? So that whole, let's stay together for the kids, let's fake it. Baby, the kids know that you're faking it, all right? And they just want them to be honest with them. I get it, but hey, it's just not going to happen, all right? Meanwhile, we get Nicole actually having a little conversation with Martin and, trying to get down to the bottom of it. Listen, at the end of the day, we can move past it, bitch. Okay, we can move on past it, He killed somebody in self-defense, okay? It was a hate crime that was going on against him and his granddaddy. He killed somebody in self-defense. And honestly, you shouldn't even feel no bad about that, okay? Because you did the right. You didn't intend on taking somebody's life, but it just so happened. Now, if they hadn't did what they did, they probably could still be here. That's how I look at it. And I sleep well tonight, that just. But Martin, he's just so goddamn sensitive sometimes, okay? He's just so sensitive, And I get it. Some people can hold on to shit. And I was like, you a politician and you can't? Baby, There's a whole bunch of politicians right there on that goddamn hill up in D.C. that is got a whole bunch of secrets and everything. Bitch, did y'all hear about the politician? I don't remember what his name, Giovanni or whatever. Baby, he the one that did the put out the bill for he wrote the bill for to illegal make abortions illegal in Texas. Oh yeah, he's one of those uber conservatives. And it's coming out that he's a married man, but he's also been cheating for years on his wife with multiple women. And one of the women is talking. And I mean just talking. And the way that she's talking, I said, girl, yeah, it's not giving that I want clout. It's giving, let me clear my name because it's going to come out anyway. Let me say my side, say my piece. And let me just put it out there, okay? Before he tried to say something different. And it was another one that was, a lawmaker that they're getting a divorce and they're blaming the wife just because she said they're giving. Like, it's crazy. Martin, come on now, sir. Get it together, all right? So, yeah, she in there talking to him and was about to give him some tips. Was about to give him some tips to help him, with the anxiety and all that stuff. Because he don't want no drugs or whatever. He was about to do a breathing exercise. And here come Danny. Okay? Danny is like, y'all coming to mama's, concert. Because this was the week and the day that the concert is about to happen. Mind you, Nicole been going through so much. She didn't forget. Okay, and Danny said, girl, I already knew that you forgot. That's why I already got you something to wear. And Martin, I got you something to wear too. Now, see, at first, Nicole didn't want to come. Danny said, nope. Bitch, you got to come. All right, you got to come. Same thing with Martin. Martin didn't want to come. But, of course, Danny had convinced him to come or whatever. And then the same thing with Smitty. Smitty didn't want to come because that means that he would have to see Martin and also Vernon and Anita. And those are not his favorite people right now. And I keep on seeing it like people upset with Smitty being upset. He has every goddamn right to be upset. Like, it's not, and I keep on saying, I'm going to keep on saying it. And just like he said, you held this on for 2 years when you could have told me as if I wasn't going to understand. You are my husband, my partner, the father of my kids. You know what I'm saying? What you thought I was going to do, go call the cops and turn you in and all of this stuff? No. If Smitty really was that type of person, he would have kept on going with this whole situation with the newspaper. What is it? The story that he was working on. He stopped that once he found out what was going on. You know what I'm saying? And it's just you want to be known. You want to be known. You want to know what's going on. And it's the whole thing of, I know something is going on, and I've given you chance after chance after chance to tell me, and I had to find out this way, where when my kids' lives were being put in danger. That's why he's upset. Okay, and I don't understand why people don't get that. But yeah, and Nicole went over there to talk to him and all that stuff. Nicole, let me tell you something, girlfriend. Don't tell somebody to try to get back with another person just because that's your son or whatever, when you ain't even trying to do the same thing with your husband. So he's supposed to just go ahead and forgive him. He's supposed to just go ahead and forgive him and act like ain't nothing happened. Act like, oh, the trust is still there and all this shit or whatever, when it's not. Okay? He's supposed to let bygones be bygones. Baby, you do the same thing with Ted then. And then trying to say, oh, well, me and Ted's situation ain't the same as yours and Martin. Well, I mean, it ain't a murder between you and Ted. Like, what? But I get what you're trying to say, but at the same time, it's still deceit. It's still lies. Your lies just went on a little bit longer and it produced a goddamn child. Smitty and Martin, the lie was that he killed somebody and there's a dead body in there. And they covered it up, But listen, and Smitty hit the nail on the head. Not only did he not tell me what was going on, he went on ahead and got involved with Joey Armstrong and crooked cops. And Joey Armstrong is not the type of person that's going to do something just because of the kindness of his heart. He's going to do something because eventually he's going to make it so that you owe him a favor. And that is what I've said in the previous review on the previous week when all this happened. He's not fully out the clear because he going to make good on that. Joey is going to want him to do something. Going to either want him or Vernon to do something. And so basically, and it's going to cause Martin stress even more. They're not in the clear. And Smitty makes good sense with that. Now, of course, Nicole and them had convinced Smitty to let them, he going to go to the damn thing. And, well, it wasn't Nicole. It was actually Vernon. Because Vernon had to have a little talk with him and all that shit, too. And say that she was invited to the little show. And he was like, all right, I'll go. But I'm going to have to talk to Martin first. Because, just let him know or whatever. And I appreciate that. That's what I say all the time when I be seeing, like, on these reality shows. Why would you invite somebody that you didn't have an argument with? And y'all ain't even talked about the things or whatever yet. Why would you invite them to your event? Or why would you expect to be invited when y'all haven't even spoken about y'all issues yet? So this is what Smitty is doing. I want to let you know, Martin, that I'm going to the thing, and if it's okay with you, I will be there. And yeah, that's all it is. And Martin was like, okay, cool. We ain't got to be together. But, it's all right to see you there, whatever it is, what it is. We're going there to support family and all that stuff, whatever. Cool. Meanwhile, speaking about Martha and the Vandellas, Diana Ross and the Supremes, girl, Chelsea then came in on them, Sharon and Tracy. I did not know that was Tracy. That Tracy was old girl from, Color Purple. The scene where Suge comes into the church singing, I say yeah. She was her and Speak Lord. She was the girl that was singing the solo in the goddamn. I said, bitch, what? Somebody put that clip up there and I said, bitch, that is Tracy. Girl, Tracy really had a voice on her back then. I said, Tracy, you still got your voice? I really want to hear Tracy sing for real, for real. I know she can still blow. Okay, I was like, oh shit. The whole time I was like, she do look familiar. She looked familiar. But anyway, I get excited when I find out stuff like that. Oh, that's so nice. She's a part of pop culture or African American culture, So yeah, they up there getting ready. Chelsea comes in. They fawning over each other. They're fans of each other. They see the clothes, and Chelsea was like, absolutely the fuck not. Let me fix this for y'all, because y'all got to be a little hip. Okay, y'all got to have a little dip on your chip. You know what I'm saying? Be a little you, but then be a little Martin too. Okay, mix that together, and they liked it. And I was like, so y'all changed the goddamn clothing without talking to Anita, but you wanted Anita to talk to y'all first before she changed the choreography. But Anita saw it, and Anita was cool with it. Chelsea was able to have a little interview with Tracy and Sharon, which it was supposed to be all three of them, or was it supposed to be just Anita? But I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be all three of them, but Anita didn't show up in time. And so, they was talking to Tracy and Sharon on her little platform so that they could get more people to get eyes on them. And I do like the fact that Chelsea is this social media maven, and so therefore they're using her platform for good, and that's what you're supposed to do. Promoting your family, especially when they're doing good things and all that stuff, and the family friends, that's cute. I did like that. Got them to sing a little bit, hum a little bit, all of that, a little oohs and a little ahs, and asking them questions about, so y'all ain't been singing together, but y'all all been close still. That's a lie. The only ones that truly been close is Tracy and Sharon. And at this moment when that question was asked, why Anita popped around the corner to try to listen, I said, Anita, what you gonna do if they say something? But they answered it good. Okay, he was like, we was close when we was in a group, and sometimes life happens, but now we're back together and everything is good, and woo 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 woo. And at one point Sharon did all that talking or whatever. Sharon had a little panic attack. It's always the one that got all that mouth, and always the one that got all the shit to say. And then all of a sudden get cold feet. But then got convinced to go ahead and do this, okay? But also in the process of this, now everything is going well. Anita didn't have a problem with the outfit changes and nothing like that. She didn't have a problem with the interview that they did or whatever. Even the answers that they gave. She was okay with it. She's got her girls back, right? But then you got Rick, the talent agents that, wanted to work with Anita, basically saying, I get that y'all doing this reunion, but wouldn't it be great to actually have a solo? Cause the kids, your fans want to see y'all together and do y'all thing, but you also have fans that are solo Anita fans, you know what I'm saying, of your jazz days. And she was like, girl, no, absolutely not. This is about the Articulates, okay? And Vernon was like, well, just talk to the girls, because I feel like you should. Vernon, you the one that be getting your wife cussed out by her friends, okay, or by her trying to be friends again for real girls. You be getting her cussed out for real, all right? Them girls be right there in the pocket, and then she come through with this, and then she got to throw it on Vernon and say, well, Vernon said for me to do this or whatever. You gonna do everything that Vernon says, okay? Now listen, she did present it to the girls, and of course they had an issue with it, because it's like, here we go again. So if you didn't want to do it, why would you ask us? If you wasn't thinking about doing it, you wouldn't have ever brought it up to us. If it really was a no, you wouldn't have ever brought it up to us. Now listen. I want to be 100% like on Anita's side, but that's good. That's a good question, okay? And that was a good observation. If you didn't want to really do it, you would have put a stamp on it. No, you didn't have to bring it to the girls, okay? But she wanted y'all involved and wanted to let y'all know in everything that was going on. So I see it both ways. And then they eventually went on ahead and said, girl, go ahead and do your little solo. Do your little solo, okay? It is what it is. We still gonna be here. We still gonna be good. The people's is coming to see you anyway, and then seeing us. So, fuck it, bitch. I'm up here to sing back up anyway. You go ahead and do what you gotta do. Tracy is the one that got a little level-headed, okay? Tracy, she really is the neutral party. She try to, even everything out. Good. It's a good thing we got Tracy in the group. Okay. Um. Also, did we notice that Terrell had, when he went up into Orphe Jean, he had seen, what's her name, for the first time? Jessica. Baby, I forgot all about Jessica. It's been forever and a day. Jessica tried to be that boy's girlfriend, and he couldn't take the fact that, oh, bitch, why would you want to be something with me? Like, what? It got to be something to it. She cussed his ass out. And I'm so glad, you know what, Jessica, you ain't playing hard to get. You got to make him suffer a little bit because he hurt your feelings to make it seem like, oh, you trying to play me. No, you hurt my feelings. I really liked it, you. And, you know, we ain't finna be on talking terms right away. But I think about it. That's basically what was going on. I said, ought to be a teenager again. It's funny. They're going to get back together. Well, they never really got together, but they're going to get together. That'll be cute. Samantha, just keep Samantha ass out your business, because that look, she gets on my nerves. But anyway, you want to know who gets on my nerves too? Eva, let me tell you something. Whatever feelings I had for you, girl, whatever sympathy, it's gone out the window. Baby, whatever happens, happens, okay? Let me tell you something. Catherine, the reason why you didn't feel nothing, or you feel about that whole sexcapade first time that you had with Tomas, baby, Tomas was acting like that's the first time he ever had sex too, and he ain't know how it felt. Because he was acting like, baby, this was the best that he ever had. I mean, as soon as he got some of that nookie, baby, he wanted to be all up under Cat. Baby, Cat, you ain't never gave it away, but shit, it was golden to Tomas. It was golden to Tomas. Tomas just want to be, I want to see you. I want to do this. I want to do that. And she was like, absolutely the fuck not. I got shit to do. He couldn't pick up on it. He couldn't pick up on it. But she had to tell Chelsea, like, listen, girl, it was all right. Like, he knew what he was doing. But that's it. Like, girl, I don't feel what I thought I was supposed to feel. And I feel like the same thing that Chelsea said. You know, sometimes you think that your first time is going to be like this fairy tale type of thing or whatever, and it don't really turn out that way. Okay, it don't really preacher perfect and all of this stuff like in the movies or whatever. It don't turn out that way. But also, Kat, you want to know why you don't feel anything and it's not the way that you thought it would be? It's because the reason and the circumstances as to how y'all got together and got to that point. It wasn't on, no, I really want to do this because I want to do this and I feel like it's time because I really truly am in love with you and I feel like that you are the one. You did that shit because you knew he was getting close to Eva. It was a one-up. And that's just why I didn't feel nothing, okay? Now, Eva, you acting just like your goddamn mama. I never thought that I would say that ever in my life looking at this, but baby, you are your mother's daughter in this point. Because how are you in your feelings at the fact that Tomas, who was in a relationship with Kat, whether they was deep in it or not, you knew that they was in a relationship some way, somehow, and you still allowed yourself to have this little feelings for him because you wanted to hurt Kat, and you can't say that that's not what it was. You was trying to get a little get back at Kat because Kat was on your ass for what you did to the family, what you helped do to the family, okay? And so you almost let that man get your little nook, and he said, you know what? It's a good thing that we did go that far because, listen, I'm in love with Kat. Wait a minute. Y'all had a conversation, and now you're in love? Like, what? Tomas up in there apologizing. I shouldn't have told you none of the shit that was going on between me and her. Shouldn't have vented to you or whatever. I shouldn't have tried to sleep with you and all that shit. You know, because at the end of the day, I do got feelings for you. But at the same time, I'm in love with Kat. Bitch. Evil feelings face was on the floor. I said, pick your jaw up, baby. Pick your jaw up. You can't be crying over somebody that was never yours to begin with. And truth be told, why would you want to be second choice? You're just like your mom. Your mom was a side bitch. You want to be one too? History is about to repeat itself. Don't do that. Don't be second choice to somebody that ain't shit. And Tomas ain't shit. He ain't worth it, bitch. Okay? Trust and believe. You can do better. You can do way better. All right? You over there crying over him. Then going over there talking to Leslie. Now, Leslie, you got your goddamn nerves to go over there to Ted asking him for some money. after he done gave you $50,000, and you want some more money because you lost your job, quote unquote. Girl, please, okay? And then telling him about the certification and all that shit that happened with Kat and Eva and all that stuff. And now Kat coming down there because Ted want to talk to her about that. Basically want to scold her about that. And my whole thing is, Ted, I don't like the way that you just automatically hop to Eva's side. And I understand that it's because you feel like you got to, because you missed out on her whole life. And so you feel like now you have to come in and say and play save a daddy, super daddy type of situation. But you can't put aside the fact that your other daughter has been there and all the other things that's been going on and how this whole scenario possibly is making her feel. Okay? And it's all because of you. I don't like the way he's doing that shit between them two girls like that. Okay? You're literally putting one before the other. And that ain't how it's supposed to be. You know? Meanwhile, Leslie over there talking to Eva and gonna convince Eva to fucking go tell Ted to give him some money. Give her some money. Ted knew that it was for her, but he eventually did give it to her. What the hell? And then Eva wanted Leslie wanted some more. She wanted to do it again. I was like, girl, you greedy bitch. And then gonna get in her feelings because she didn't get a ticket to go to the concert. But then Ted wound up giving Eva a ticket, and she wound up taking Eva's ticket. Now, Ted, this is the thing, bitch. You are irritating me so bad. Why y'all writing him like this? Why are y'all writing him like this? I don't like to see black couples in general break up. Especially the ones that don't need to. The ones that seem like they were solid, okay? And this is giving very much Frank and goddamn D from Moesha. We thought Frank was a good dude. Absolutely not. Frank was a terrible dad, okay? He was good for the most part, but he had his terrible moments, all right? And for the most part, he was a decent father. He was in the home. He was active. You know what I'm saying? He was there for his kids and all that stuff. He gave tough love or whatever. So, okay. But then you turn him into a terrible man by having this same secret that he cheated on his first wife and he had an outside baby. And he had the baby living up in the house under the guise of being his nephew. You know what I'm saying? You're doing the same goddamn thing. They're doing this. History is repeating itself. Now, see, that destroyed the damn show for Moesha. I'm about to go do a Moesha rewatch. I really am. I did a Living Single rewatch a couple of weeks ago. I'm about to do Moesha. And then I think I'm going to do A Different World after that again. I haven't seen A Different World in a year or so. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Then I'm probably going to do a Martin. Because, everybody's talking about Martin nowadays. But anyway, yeah. But now y'all made it seem like Ted was such this good guy, and he still could have redeemed himself and still could have been this good guy that made this stupid ass, I ain't even gonna say this mistake because it was a conscious decision to carry on this affair. The mistake was he did not know that he had a baby. Okay? That was the mistake. That he wasn't able to be there for the child that he did not know that he bore. Alright? And so instead of you want him to get back with Nicole and fix his marriage, but you're not allowing her to agree that whole situation and come to terms and process everything because you're literally putting this girl in every freaking situation where she's going to be around you. And yes, eventually Nicole will have to come to terms with that, but you're not allowing her to do that. You're forcing it. And mostly, they're not, because the lady came into her business, not your business, her business under the guise of she really wanted to work with her. She really thought that she was a mentor. She really looked up to her and thought she was a good person and all this stuff, whatever. And come to find out, you were scheming and scheming for your goddamn mama so that she can come through and destroy my goddamn marriage, and you knew about it? You knew about it? I don't give a fuck if you my husband's daughter. You knew about it? You hurting me, the person that you actually like? What? And I'm supposed to be okay with that? automatically just because you're my husband's daughter? No. And then the fact that your mother is popping up all the way and filing police reports and shit like that after she did antagonized and started shit or whatever, and you want me to be like cool with you? So when them motherfuckers popped up at the goddamn concert, Ted, you should have never gave her no damn ticket. And even you need to have some discernment about yourself. I don't give a good goddamn if you fans of this woman and this is a once in a lifetime situation. Baby, look at it on the iPod. You better turn that goddamn phone on and you better look at it on live, okay? That's what you better do, because this was not the time yet for you to try to integrate yourself into that family. Granted, that's not really what you was doing, but you're going to be around them. You're going to see their family member perform. So that means that you're going to be around them. And bitch, when Nicole, Danny, and I think who else was it, Kat, saw them, girl, when Danny said, we're going to have to get a certain type of security to handle a burly bitch like her, some shit like that. That shit had me rolling. Danny is all right with me, bitch. Okay, she is all right with me. Mind you, on one of the episodes, she told Nicole, now see, this is what happens when you didn't, you want to be all prim and proper growing up and you wanted to be Miss Goody Two Shoes and you ain't have a rebellious stage where you was out here just doing any and everything like, oh yeah, okay, this would be normal. Bitch, I understood it, bitch, okay? Because listen, Daddy may be crazy, but shit, Daddy be talking some stuff. One thing about it, Daddy look like she could throw hands. I mean, Danny got down in the gutter. She was really about to kill somebody. I like Danny. I don't care. She's crazy. But yeah, Leslie is just, the audacity, bitch. The audacity. Anything else went on in this episode? this week? If it did, y'all put it down in the comments. But yeah, it was cool. It was decent. Last week was better, but they had to have it even out a little bit before they can't give us so much. But next week, bitch. So, bitch, what the fuck was going on with Haley? Because we ain't see Bill or Haley this whole week, right? And then next week we gonna see her, and in that preview, she was bleeding. And she said, get away from me. I said, oh my God. So, did you do it? Listen, I don't want to think that she did that shit on purpose to make it seem like she was having a miscarriage. So you want to make us believe that you actually was pregnant? You're lying. You're lying. I need to know what's going on. That's it. Anyway, you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I will see you guys later. Peace.